The ongoing torrential rains have caused death and destroyed millions of property. Uganda was accompanied by other ministers who visited Bukwanga and Semuliki High School, where the survivors' victims are currently camped. We take a look.
The Prime Minister, Dr. Uganda, has visited victims of the landslides in Bundibujo and advised them to keep personal hygiene in order to prevent diseases.
We have also come to assess the relief efforts that are underway, and we have in addition come to reassure the population that the government of President Yoweri Museveni, the government of the National Resistance Movement, is solidly with them in confronting this problem and in looking for solutions.
Dr. Uganda, who committed government support, blamed such calamities on poor environmental practices.
Sometimes people take advantage when there are supplies, and that's why we have said we want to be sure that it is only the genuine people affected that will benefit.
The State Minister for Transport, General Katumba Wamala, promised government support towards repairing broken bridges and roads.
N'olwekyo njagala abantu babeere bagumiikiriza tetujja kuyingira munda ku bukubo butono bwa district kakati tugenda kusooka kulaba makubo aga manene agatambuza si wano wokka naye ne mu ggwanga lyonna.
Over 10 people have since been confirmed dead, while several others are still missing.
The Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, has directed the Committee on Education to investigate further the alleged sexual assault of Makerere University students by security agencies. Now, the directive follows rejection of the report by members owing lack of substantial evidence. We have more on this report.
Last month, Parliament directed the Parliamentary Committee on Education to investigate alleged sexual assault of Makerere University students by security operatives during a week-long strike. The motion to investigate the crisis followed a report presented to the House by the Minister for Higher Education, J.C. Muyingo, which was rejected by the House. The committee was guided by some recommendations, among which included investigating alleged sexual assault on students by security operatives, halting the 15% cumulative tuition increment until the remedy is established. However, yesterday the committee chairperson presented a report to the House, which was rejected by members owing lack of substantial evidence.
The committee agrees with the proposal that government meets the medical bills of all students who were assaulted by the security operatives at the university. Issue number 8, government compensates students who lost their property during the chaotic incidents occasioned by military presence at the university.
Members blamed it on the methodology used by the committee.
The report seems to be half-baked. Madam Speaker, I would like to beg that we give more time to this committee to go back and sit with the students. The matter of dealing with women can be best understood and understood only dealt with properly when it's actually women who are talking to them. Right, Honorable Speaker, my argument is this committee has potential people that can do the work we wish them to do. We need to maybe say that they need 1 or 2 weeks to go and do what they need to do.
This compelled the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, to ask the committee to go back on ground and come up with a substantial evidence report on the matter.
And reach the student, and with that report, we shall not add any other member, but the chair and the committee will decide if they need additional resources.
I want to emphasize that as a committee, we will try the same measures we tried and failed. Try them differently. And when we come to you for support, kindly receive us. But at the end of the day, let members be ready to receive and deal with what we shall have found, not what they want us to find.
The week-long strike at Makerere University was precipitated by the 15% cumulative tuition increment that students objected to. Susan Naonga reporting for UBC TV.
In more news, the contractors of Isimba Dam are allegedly still demanding a balance of $35 million for the construction of the 183-megawatt dam and a two-way bridge. Now, Bunyole West Member of Parliament Engineer James Waluswaka told Parliament that the contractor failed to complete the project because he ran out of funds. Now, the revelation followed the statement presented to the Parliament by the Minister of State for Energy and Minerals, Peter Lokeris.
In March 2019, the government commissioned the 183-megawatt dam, bringing the national electricity generation capacity to 1,167 megawatts. However, although the dam was commissioned, the construction of a two-way bridge that was supposed to have been constructed according to the engineering design had not yet kicked off. Delays in the construction of the bridge that was supposed to connect Kayunga to Kamuli according to the 2013 contract design caused controversy, prompting the Speaker to write to the President over the matter.
I threatened the government more than a year earlier that I will not allow the President to commission that dam until our bridge has commenced. That was my condition. I threatened the President, I threatened the Minister of Finance, I told the contractors I will not allow you until that bridge was started.
While presenting a statement on the engineering design and construction of a Isimba public bridge, the State Minister for Energy and Minerals, Peter Lokeris, told Parliament that the delays arose from the architectural designs. Peter Lokeris also attributed it to contradictions in the designs and compensation issues.
Contractor undertook feasibility studies for the separate public Isimba access bridge located 500 meters downstream on the Isimba Agricultural Dam. The feasibility studies were completed in November 2018, after which UBC cleared the contractor to proceed with the delayed designs.
However, the statement was objected by Bunyole West Member of Parliament James Waluswaka. Waluswaka told Parliament that he interacted with the contractor who told him that government owed him $35 million.
I interacted with the contractor. In fact, he told me that they will not complete the bridge because even the money they worked on the dam has not been paid. Some people have been paid, but the works are finished. Yes, all works are finished and contractors are not fully paid.
Although the dam was commissioned, a two-way bridge has not been constructed, and over 24 billion meant for this purpose was allegedly swindled. Minister Lokeris told Parliament that the CID is handling the issue related to fraud and embezzlement on this project.
The dam was successfully completed and commissioned, and it is working well. But now the bridge, which was a sub-component, and it was supposed to be commissioned together, had not yet been done. I'm wondering how they could have started the rail structure and it is approved without approving the bridge which was on top. The criminal investigation directorate is currently undertaking the investigation on allegations of fraud.
The Speaker of Parliament has, however, directed the Minister to harmonize and ensure that the bridge is constructed as soon as possible.
We trust our committee to keep monitoring the progress so that we are updated on whether it's really going to be 2020 because we want our bridge.
The entire Isimba hydropower project is expected to be complete by December 2020. Susan Naonga reporting for UBC TV.
And it seems dams are getting in the spotlight a little more and more often. Well, we shall be updating you more on the news as we come. Now, in other news, Mount Elgon National Park has failed to reach its intended target and potential since it was gazetted in the year 1968. Elgon is among the tourism sites in the country with the lowest number of visitors, with just over 5,000 visitors per annum. We'll take a look.
On their last excursion of the scenic eastern region of Uganda, the European Union heads of missions came face to face with some of the challenges that Uganda's tourism industry has to contend with. This was on their way up to the Mount Elgon National Park Kapkwai Gate. However, the muddy and slippery roads did not deter the envoys from getting to their destination. Top on the agenda of the EU ambassador's 4-day retreat in eastern Uganda was to explore its rich biodiversity.
I think we came to this region because we wanted to understand it better. There are huge potentialities, huge possibilities. Not all of them have been tapped. We met champions, we met people who are incredible. We met and we saw this beauty of the nature. We endured a little bit the roads to get here. And I think the idea of sending messages to our own constituencies and to our member states about the beauty of this place and the opportunities that exist.
The visit by the diplomat was lauded by government, represented by the Tourism and Wildlife Line Minister, Professor Ephraim Kamuntu.
Yeah, we would want the ambassadors to talk about us in their country. And it makes a lot of sense if they are talking about something they have seen. It's more realistic, it's more believable. Can you imagine this cave is the beginning of civilization? You could find that the first human being was here.
The envoys hiked their way up to Kapkwai Cave, a magnificent tourism attraction with rich cultural heritage.
It also has a lot of cultural attachments, especially for the Bagisu and the Sabines who practice male circumcision. The boys are brought into this cave. They dig part of this material from the cave. They paint on the boys, preparing them for circumcision. At the same time, there are a lot of rituals that they carry on, that by the time the boys leave this cave, they are able to face the life. So that is the kind of the cultural attachment that the communities surrounding this place have upon the cave. Secondly, it was used as a conflict resolution place. That's why it has that name Kapkwai. Whenever the communities, the Sabines and the Bagisu fought and they killed each other, this is where they came and resolved their problems from.
It is sad to note that Mount Elgon National Park, with its diverse flora and fauna, receives just over 5,000 local and foreign visitors annually. Resource constraints, accessibility, and poor infrastructure are cited among factors affecting the park's competitiveness.
We still have limited resources. Yes, we get a lot of money from tourism, but Mount Elgon is not raising that much, and so it's quite a challenge to meet all our needs. Many of our rangers, for example, don't have accommodation.
A vibrant tourism sector has a multiplier effect that cuts across various sectors of the economy. Therefore, addressing the key constraints will ultimately position Mount Elgon National Park among the best tourism places globally. Dennis Igoa for UBC News at Mount Elgon.
Well, thank you, Dennis Sigo. However, in other news, the former members of parliament want government to include them in the running of the state through seeking for their expertise on matters of national development. Now, they argue that when elected out of parliament, this does not mean that they should be excluded. They have now come together under the umbrella body of the Parliamentary Alumni Association to task government to recognize their importance. We'll take a look.
Something good is in my heart. We are together again. Just praising the Lord.
What started as an idea by a former woman member of parliament for Kanungu district in 7th and 8th parliament to form a parliamentary alumni association has finally seen the light of day. A number of former MPs from Uganda's independence to 9th Parliament have come together to form an association called Parliamentary Alumni.
And I think this is going to go a very long way to help us to keep connected, to share the different things we are all doing, because we are all out there scattered in the different parts of this country, or even abroad, doing different things. And we had stayed together for a very long time, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 15, even 20 years in Parliament with some members whom we eventually don't get in touch with. So I think this is very good.
During the launch of the association, the former MPs, some of whom are also former ministers, argued that failure to offer guidance in some matters of the state is a neglect of the highest order.
Here. You see me here, I don't have any party, but I am very much interested in the progress of Uganda, particularly my gender question,
But these former leaders have wealth of knowledge, especially those who are in other kind of parties and those who continue even to get out of our current parties and go into to form new parties. That is very good. It promotes good governance. It promotes an alternative governance in the event that there is change to be done.
The chairperson, Parliamentary Alumni, says laws are already in place to regulate the association.
And so there are clauses that have been inserted to make sure that we protect misusing any powers which can easily derail the reason as to why Parliamentary Alumni was started.
The former MPs have promised to not lobby for funds and stick to the association's vision.
Not to be considered as irrelevant, to just be in our villages when we see wrong things taking place.
We should be looking for an avenue to express the views that will promote to good governance, accountability, national development of this country, and to direct this country to take the right direction. Not to come here that we are coming here to look for money. These are very rich people.
I'm Nafka Farida and Aguta Philip reporting.
Let's now take a short break and we'll be back with more lunchtime news.
Introducing Airtel Broadband. Enjoy high-quality home video streaming and seamless connectivity. You can also connect up to 32 people for your business at only 280,000 shillings with 51 GB free, valid for a month. And installation at no charge. Use Airtel Money today to buy any of our customized broadband bundles. For product inquiries, give us a call on 100 for Airtel and 0800 327327. Accessible from all other networks. Dial star 185 hash and activate today. Airtel, the smartphone network. This weekend on UBC.
My name is Nkayo Hannington, winner of the NSSF Friends with Benefits Season 2.
Congratulations, Hannington!
I used my winnings to boost my agricultural production and give a chance to the people in my community to work.
So join us this year for the third season of the NSSF Friends with Benefits as 16 Ugandans share inspirational stories on how they use their NSSF benefits to do life-changing things. So tune in every Sunday with your host Gaetano and I and special new host Uncle D. It's another incredible display. It's the NSSF Friends with Benefits.
And that's not all. You have the power to vote for your favorite stories to win up to 55 million shillings, just like Huntington. This show is brought to you by
NSSF, a better life. Hello, Uganda! We introduce to you the first and ever My Right to Play Christmas Kids Festival 2019. Let the kids feel the Christmas Eve on the 21st of December at the Legend Sports Ground in Lugogo. Entrance is 10,000 shillings only and parents free. Bring your child and have an opportunity to play, sing, dance and discover their talents. Mujitwingira amazaalibwa nga bato basanyusa bato bannaabwe. Mulete abaana bammwe banyumirwe, banywe, bazanye. Kino kigenda kubeera kijjabe. Proudly sponsored by Legend Sports Ground, UBC TV, Star TV, U24 TV, Star FM, Magic 100 FM, UBC Butebo, Marketing, UMC Victoria Hospital, and Ideas Workshop. Bw'oyagala omwana w'okuyimba kuba ku ssimu eno.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Lunchtime News here on UBC TV, and please do remember we're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook under the tags UBC TV Uganda. In business, corrupt accountants, especially members of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda, are to be removed from the role of accountants profession. The president of the Institute, Frederick Chibedi, says that all accountants, those who wish to join the profession, should embrace integrity and transparency. We take a look with Dale Habimana's story.
Work come to enhance their career and their own persons. So they don't mind how much you pay them, they mind how much they are getting from their place of employment at that point in time.
The fight against corruption has received a boost from the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda, with an additional 10 trainee accountants that will, among other things, be equipped with integrity and transparency in financial management skills, while commissioning beneficiaries who are to receive full sponsorship from the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda. The Institute's President, Frederick Chibedi, said the scholars will help boost the campaign against corruption in financial management.
Those who are training and those who are being trained and those who are doing various work, wherever we are, to remember always that skills, the ability to do things, is what the employer will retain you for.
The Secretary, Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda, Derek Nkaja, said the fresh university graduates obtained a first and second upper class degrees and aims at nurturing talents among youth.
We had more than 160 applicants, and one of the criteria is that one will have to desire to be a professional accountant, but most importantly that you have excelled at your studies. And I'd like to congratulate the beneficiaries because all of them excelled at their...
It covers registration, tuition, study materials, examination fees and annual renewal fees.
Probably would say that in the bare minimum we have saved them about $140 per paper at a maximum of $250, depending on which choice the person has taken to study the professional course.
The Certified Public Accountants Uganda qualification is a 2.5-year course recognized globally by stakeholders in financial management and has since 1992 trained close to 3,000 Ugandans. According to a recent World Bank report, over $500 million is lost through corruption in Africa per annum.
It's part and parcel of professionalism world over, that a professional, be it in medicine, be it in law, be it in engineering, that you must articulate that you are able to serve the local market.
Equipping accountants with professional skills aims at curbing the vice. Deo Habimana compiled this report.
In more news, women in Nasana municipality have undergone a vocational training that enables them to earn income and improve their livelihoods. Nasana Municipality Member of Parliament Robert Kasule Sebunya says that such initiatives would empower communities to get out of poverty. We have more on this report.
Women and men should start working indiscriminately to eliminate household poverty. In Nasana Municipality, a housewife to Area Member of Parliament Florence Kasule Njagala called upon women to ensure they do all jobs available. This was during the closing of a short course in vocational training funded by the Area Member of Parliament Robert Kasule Sebunya and trainers from Nakawa Vocational Training Institute. The group trained to make pavers, candles, soap, jerry, books, among others.
So this is a good training, and I really encourage them to do that, especially the youth who are in the villages in our towns. So not only attending going to like border borders, they always come and do this kind of skill. It is good for them, for their people.
Youth still face a challenge of job discrimination but still need vocational skills. The participants demonstrated their achievements.
The skills are not only for men. They are vocational skills that even female can come in and can also can make very good pavers. There is no much work, there is no much work that is needed there.
I'm Nafka Farida and Salongo Kasvanti reporting.
On the international scene, Boris Johnson has said that he will work night and day to repay the trust of voters after he led the Conservatives to a historic election victory. With just 2 seats left to declare, the Tories have majority of 76 seats. Speaking in London, the Prime Minister said that it was the mandate to take the UK out of the EU next month. No ifs, no buts. Jeremy Corbyn has said that he will not fight another election as Labour leader after the party was swept aside in its traditional heartlands. In a victory speech, Mr. Johnson told activists that we did it and it was a new dawn for the country, echoing comments of Tony Blair, who made them when he won power in 1997. He thanked the Labour voters, many of whom said had backed the Conservatives for the first time, saying that he would lead a people's government and fulfill the sacred trust placed in him. That means that he thanked the Labour voters, many of whom he said had backed the Conservatives for the first time. And that means that the Conservatives will pay their biggest majority to Westminster since Margaret Thatcher's 1987 victory. The Labour, which has lost seats across the North Midlands and Wales in places which backed Brexit in 2016, is facing its worst defeat since 1935. Whilst Joe Swinson has quit the Liberal Democrat leader after losing her seat in the SNP, the party is yet to regain its victory. And then in more international news, the airplane bought by the state-owned Air Tanzania that had been impounded in Canada has now been released, the Tanzanian President John Magufuli has said. The aircraft was being held over a land compensation dispute between the Tanzanian government and a farmer dating back to the 1980s. In August, South Africa impounded Air Tanzania plane over the same case involving a Namibian farmer who says that he is owed millions of dollars by Tanzania for land seized decades ago. The ex-farmer decided to fight his legal battle first in South Africa and then in Canada to get authorities cover him for his money. South Africa released the plane after court said that the country had no jurisdiction on the matter. President Magufuli broke the news about the release of the airplane in Canada when he was addressing the leading members of the government Chama Mapinduzi party. He told the cheering gathering that the plane was expected to arrive in Tanzania soon. And now in sports news, Uganda is bound to continue benefiting from the European Union generosity, especially in the field of sports where issues of acquiring visas has been a major Achilles heel. This follows a visit by the European Union heads of mission to the Stephen Kiprotich National High Altitude Training Center in Tebet, Kapchora district.
Diplomacy has met athletics at the Stephen Kiprotich National High Altitude Training Center in Kapchora district. This was during a visit by EU heads of mission at the center, started after exploits of Kiprotich at the 2012 Olympics in London, where he won a marathon gold.
The number of athletics here is growing, and it is growing now. It is also extending from Kapchora to other neighboring districts and here in the country.
In our history of curriculum of olden days, there was a book of Africa lands about Europe and the opposite, and this seems to be relieved with this visit because the European heads of missions plan a win-win situation to benefit Ugandans through aid, but also wish their own athletes to learn a thing or two from Ugandans that are dominating the world in athletics.
Sport is also a business. It is a huge part to develop an economy of a country like Uganda. And here in this country, you have the talent. As I said, it is to the Europeans to learn from the African. So we are here not only to visit, but to interact with the locals.
The Dutch, whose ambassador was part of the heads of missions entourage, play a big role in sponsoring Uganda's elite athletes and have now turned attention to youngsters.
What we do, we developed a mixed athletics league with teams from the whole of Uganda, where the children have a platform to compete with their age mates and to feel that inspiration to boost their talents.
According to the Minister of Education and Sports Commissioner Omar Peter, the center is nearing completion of the first phase of the project that includes the hostel, jogging track and artificial track area that will also accommodate a 400-meter 6-lane running area.
The preliminary activities for this project, which we had to do
before construction could start was one, bringing power to this place from Kapchorwa. That's about 12 kilometers. It is now connected to this place, and like I said, the local community is already also benefiting from the power, bringing water to this project.
From 2012 up to today, you can see very little has been done in terms of infrastructure, but I think if government can organize itself and put in more money immediately, it won't just benefit Uganda, it can benefit the whole of Africa.
The wait for its opening to action is most eagerly awaited among Uganda's elite runners preparing for global events, with Joshua Cheptegei and Alumni quickly coming to mind.
It is very important. First of all, it needs to open up my chest, the lungs. You know, during our build-up, it's always good to come fight to training, climbing the mountains. There's a way to build up the body to be strong. So it's part of gym.
I believe that with the visit to Kapchorwa, more especially 38 High Altitude Training Center, it will be, I believe that there will be a partnership where they can support the community.
Tony Sigor for UBC News at Kapchorwa High Altitude Training Camp.
Well, and that brings us to the end of our bulletin today, on the 13th day of December 2019. Thank you for being with us. My name is Badulo Markanold, and stay tuned for more news in our subsequent bulletins. Good afternoon.
If you want to benefit from the cabbage, you can decide to go for the dry season planting or the wet season planting. Those are key things to look at.